Greeting, guys, and welcome to All Sex Talk. I'm Master Taino, and I'm back after a couple of weeks of a little bit turmoil in my household that didn't allow me to do any videos. So now today we're going to talk about that. The situation is what happened when the slave get sick and seriously sick, and how that changed everything. Um, as you know, I was in Costa Rica during the winter. I came back early March. While I was there, my slave Paul had a little accident in the house. He went to the doctors. The doctor did not do a good job, and Paul recognizes that. Um, but they did tell him that there is some heart issues that may be happening, and so he was waiting for an appointment for the cardiologist. When I came in, I began increasingly concerned. I even try, his health insurance is not the best. I did try to see if my doctors, who are excellent, could take him, but they don't take the health insurance. So um, I was frustrated, and particularly he had a toe who was kind of infected and in very bad shape. And I don't know much about diabetes, which is one of the issues that he has. But I knew that that toe was bad. And I have heard the stories of people with diabetes losing a toe, losing a foot, losing a leg. So I was concerned and I began to move around to see what was the solution. I was not comfortable with having to wait for a month for a cardiologist, for a doctor. So, in a conversation with somebody from the community who happened to be a nurse, uh, the situation emerged about what happened if we take him to ER. And he asked me some questions. He talked with Paul. I sent him pictures of the toe, and he told me take him to ER. And that's what we did. Uh, on a Friday morning. And exactly what I was hoping for is what happened. He got in ER a checkup from uh, head to toe, pretty much. And they checked for not only his toe, who was in bad shape, but his heart issues were the most pressing thing, and his diabetes. And after a full day of testing in ER, he was admitted to the hospital, and he stayed there for 11 days. That serious he was. Uh, what exactly happened? Well, his heart was working at 15%, so he needed stents because he could not handle bypass surgery. His diabetes was not two, but one. So it was serious and needed to be controlled. And his toe was amputated a little bit, the first bone of the toe, so not the whole toe. So all these things happened during the 11 days. Obviously, for my slave, it was a little roller coaster. He got a lot of support from me and other people in the community that assist me, help me to deal with that situation, and spend time in the hospital where visits were really restricted because of COVID. Um, but the first thing, the most important thing is number one, we saved his life. He could have been prone to a heart attack anytime in the shape that he was, and we didn't know. So, for the masters, pay attention. You know, I, I, I'm going to plead guilty in the sense that my slave is a grown-up man. He's 55 years old. He know how to handle. He like to handle his personal stuff, and I let him. And the only moment that I have to be strong with him was the evening that we decided to take him to ER. It was Wednesday night, and I told him Friday we're going to ER. I'm going to give you one day to prepare whatever you need to do at work, etc. He asked me for a week, and I said, no, no, there's no week here. Forget about work. You're going to take care of yourself. We're going to take you to ER. So there I imposed myself, and I'm glad I did. So that is important. We have to get the information we need and make the decisions that we have to make. From the slave perspective, Paul learned that doing what he was doing, taking care of everybody, helping the community, he was not taking care of himself. And that is what he learned. And he posted something on Facebook that I want to share, who is the advice that he had for the slaves. And that was very important, and I want to read it to you. If I may pass on a lesson learned, he says, while MSDS of whatever life choice we make is important, you are way more important. Take care of yourself, your health, your mental state, and your security. Your health is what allows you to serve. If you are not healthy, how can you serve effectively? Take care of your mental state. We often forget to be mind healthy. Do what you enjoy doing. Don't allow your life choice to negate who you are. So sometimes Slay has a problem dealing with this and realizing that they need to take care of themselves. And Master had to allow them and watch out for them to take care of themselves. He also goes further and also asks people, and something I have been talking for a lot of time, to take care of your business in case that you pass. Have your will, has your power of attorney, medical paper, whatever you need to do, make sure that you do. I have know of people in the community who has died and the paperwork was not done properly. And a lot of people left behind suffer by that. So it's important that everybody has the paperwork done with that. The other thing I want to share is while he was in the hospital, I had an email exchange with a slave, a prominent slave in our community, and a very smart slave, about, we were talking about Paul. And he gave me some advice to give to Paul, who was where already Paul was, but I want to share that with you because there is word of wisdom, and this is important for a slave to understand. He says, of course, he will have all kind of feelings about having a stent placed, a toe amputated, having diabetes. None of those things are fun. However, what I hope for slave Paul is that he also chooses to say to himself something like, wow, the universe must really love me and is taking care of me by having all these miraculous and synchronistic things happen to make sure I am protected and cared for properly. Thank you, universe. Please let him know I suggested this as an option of how to look at what was happening, sir. And this is what Paul was. Finally, he said that even that is the mindset that we should have in this kind of situation. He say, let him know that does not negate any other feelings, like being scared, feeling lost, feeling sad, feeling angry. So, bottom line, what happened in my household these past 2 weeks, um, it was a life-changing experience for my slave. Um, and I love it. I like the way he has approached it. I like the way he has accepted the challenge from his doctor, who told him, if you follow our instruction in 150 days, you're going to be a new person. And he is committed to do that, and I hope he does, because it's going to be good for him, good for our relationship, good for our household, etc. So, guys, we sometimes think that master slave is something, everything is good, something that we love our relationship, and we do. But it's real life. I hate when people say, oh, when we come back to the real life. No, what we do every day in our relationship is our real life. And in real life, people get sick. There are issues that emerge, and we need to take care of them. So please, both masters and both slaves, take care of yourself, follow yourself, talk to each other. One of the things that I had with Paul is that I go to a doctor and I report to him. I tell him everything that is happening, and he was more quiet in that respect. He was not passing all the information, but he's not a 20-year-old. He's a grown man that I respect, and I let him do that until this moment where I realized, no, there was a situation here that we need to take care of now. And I empower myself to be able to help him. And maybe even I saved his life. I don't know. But we all know that the situation could have been worse if we don't take to ER that Friday morning. So that's the message for today. Stay safe, check yourself up, go to your doctor, take care of your health. And I will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next week.